architectural survey is required in order to establish a national historic district under the aegis of the federal government. There are more than 100 national historic districts in downtowns throughout Texas, including in our state's largest cities. We have the most enviable historic building stock in the state of Texas, and we also have the most neglected historic buildings in the state of Texas. That's beginning to change thanks to private investors like Paul Foster, like Madi Nair, like Lane Gaddy, Fernandez, and others who are stepping up to the plate and restoring one building at a time. But our plan, which as Bernie just stated, was rejected by the city inexplicably on July 20th, is now moving forward thanks to the efforts of the County of El Paso. And we have extremely strong support. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going for a vote on Monday morning in the Commissioner's Court. We want every El Pasoan who can attend this historic event, this transformative moment, to attend that meeting. County Commissioner's Court. That's on 500 East San Antonio Avenue, room 303 in El Paso, 9:30 sharp. And the press will be there. All of our supporters will be there. We've got people flying in from Austin, from Phoenix, driving in from great distances.
You got Texas Historical Commission people coming.
We have the state's top expert on these tax credits and historic districts, Brad Patterson, flying in from Austin to stand beside us, make a presentation before the county, and explain to them why this plan is good for property owners. Let me explain really quickly. A National Historic District is essentially honorary. It does not actually extend protection to the buildings. So if you own a building within that district, you can still tear it down. You can paint it purple. Your private property rights are respected. You want a parking lot on the site of your historic building, no one can stop you. But what it does do is this. If you wish to restore that building, you may apply for federal and state tax credits that will pay for up to 45% of the total renovation cost, including the electric system, plumbing, painting, landscaping, roofing, up to 45% of that paid for without one penny of county or city money.
Sounds like a good deal.
Look, other Texas cities have had this in place for years. We're talking about an industry that is already in the billions of dollars. We've seen hundreds of millions of dollars pouring into the downtowns of Galveston, of Austin, of San Antonio, straight into their downtown historic districts. And we've been very late. We've been behind the ball. We've been late in getting this plan in place. But finally, after years of effort on the part of my commission, on the part of many volunteers who've contributed thousands of volunteer hours to one-on-one meetings, to group meetings, to meetings with city and county and other officials, state officials, federal officials, we finally have this moving. And who's supporting us? We are supported by some of the largest developers downtown, like Lane Gaddy.
These stakeholders.
These stakeholders. Lane Gaddy owns the O.T. Bassett Tower. He owns the Martin Building. He owns the Roberts Banner Building. 2 of those were built by Trost. He's restoring all 3. The tax credits he's receiving for that are going to be extreme, okay? We've got Madi Nair, who just completed the Indigo Hotel, a beautiful 1963 hotel. Ladies and gentlemen, go to that hotel, bar, and restaurant, 5th floor. It's extraordinary. It's incredible. It's incredible. We have other property owners. We've got Gil Kimmelman. We've got Joe Nebhan, who owns the Gardner. He's the largest property owner in Chihuahua. We have several others. We have unanimous support, 8-0, from our Historic Landmark Commission. From what we can tell, we have 90% plus support from the public, possibly as high as 95% support from the public for this effort. As Bernie stated, we have over 15,000 likes on our Facebook page, actually 15,800, and we formed a social media alliance with 34 other Facebook pages. We can now reach 110,000 people.
And a lot of them vote.
A lot of them vote. The kinds of people who like Facebook pages that focus on history and culture, like Remembering El Paso When, Hi Barb, and some of our friend sites throughout the land here. We have incredible reach, and what we're getting back in terms of hundreds, even thousands of comments is almost all positive.
You're doing the right thing, Max Grossman, because that's what this city needs, is to recognize its history and promote.
There's so much history. And just envision doing the Bankhead Highway, following Texas Avenue, Alameda, and doing a historical survey along.
The county will solicit bids, a firm will win the bid, they'll send a team out here, and they'll coordinate a survey of downtown. Every single building downtown, including the area south of downtown, all of Segundo Barrio, which has never been treated or surveyed in any way, right? Chihuahuita, as well as the areas really, within a half a mile of San Jacinto Plaza, all of that is going to be surveyed.
And that survey means?
Well, the survey basically collects all the data on these buildings. When were they built? Who built them? What history happened in these buildings? We're going to learn so much. For example, the Camino Real Trail runs right through downtown. Nobody knows where it runs through downtown. That's going to be indicated now. We've got adobes, for example, in Segundo Barrio, in the area of Bowie Bakery, that probably date back to the 1880s. But nobody knows it because we have not taken full stock of our architectural assets. We've only surveyed a tiny area of downtown. Let me give you an interesting fact, Jackson. There are only 24 buildings in all of downtown that are on the National Register of Historic Places. Those 24 buildings are already eligible for the tax credits, okay? And because of those tax credits, most of those are either being restored, are going to be restored, or have already been restored. Now, 24 buildings. After this survey, more than 700 buildings, maybe as many as 800 buildings will now be eligible for those tax credits.
With no harm to the owner.
Zero.
So that's what we were told.
Zero regulatory
We were told,
burden.
we were indicated differently last summer when this didn't work at the city. And I
So-
want to applaud the two city reps that actually voted for it, Lily Limon and Claudia Ordaz.
Yes.
They were in favor of this survey to begin with. The rest of them said no, it crashed, and here comes the county to come in and do it anyway.
Yeah, I cannot emphasize enough how wonderful our county is. We're talking about a group of 5 individuals, our county leaders, who function beautifully. They understand culture, they get it, they work well together, they're efficient, they're accessible.
And they're on target
It's
on
a
Monday.
wonderful opportunity for us to show that support by being out there Monday morning. Then at 11:30, our commission meeting, we're going to celebrate there with a little bit on this victory,
We hope.
we hope. And I have all the confidence in the world.
It's going to happen. So Monday, come to the commission meeting at 11:30 at the
That's right.